Payne's gray, burnt umber, mix them. That gives you almost like a black, but it's really, really not a 100% black. So I'm going to go down here, zoom in, and we're going to start. This nice contrast between the dark and the light coming through. It's a really nice, beautiful contrast. It makes the light even look stronger. No need to mix your colors too much. So if you see, sometimes you see Payne's gray, sometimes you'll see burnt umber. All right, all the way up. This is just filling right now.
I have a question. My canvas looks much blacker than yours. Yours is kind of blue on the picture. It should be black, right? To start?
Mine too. Mine is black too.
You mean this part here is darker?
Yeah.
Darker?
Mine is black. Yours looks blue, like a light.
Oh,
blue.
okay. So no. So then what you do is add use more Payne's gray and add a touch Payne's gray and burnt umber, but add a touch of titanium buff.
Okay.
That will work. Now, don't push it all the way up, okay? Because I'll show you in a minute what I mean.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Wow, you're fast. Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take now a unbleached titanium or titanium buff. And I'm going to switch to a smaller brush, this one, number 4. Slightly smaller. Add my titanium buff and my to those 2 colors. Add a bit of titanium buff.
I didn't have to think so.
All right, we still want dark. We still want a dark kind of, but at the same time, you want to see some texture in here. So this is where using the titanium buff helps. This texture is not going to be, it's not this, the blue that you see. It's this here, that one, the first one. So I'm going to put it all over, then I'm going to come back with the blue or Payne's gray and cerulean, let's say, and add this on top. That, all right. So I'm going to the base of the wall. You know what I mean? Like okay. So that's why I want this texture. I want darks, lights. Oh. With the corner of your brush, and use a brush that you're not, you know, that you can ruin. Don't use a good brush. Okay, all the way up.
Yes.
Bless you. Okay, good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we just added, I just added to the burnt umber, Payne's gray and unbleached titanium. I'm adding ultramarine violet. So we're going to start from the back, from here, and you can see in the reference, this part here is really, it's dark, but it's not a big, it's not like black dark, except for, okay, oh, all right, up here.
Are you still using a number 4?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm still using the same brushes.
Yep.
From top, just push that color down a bit, the dark. And now I'm gonna do the same here. Okay, that's enough. Switch or add now. Start adding a bit of the unbleached titanium with the corner of my brush. I'm just going to start highlighting a bit. Okay, more on the brown side. You can see that this part of the building is more warmer colors, kind of. So more of the browns. Again, don't worry about the doors and windows and all of this kind of, all of this here that you see, frame of doors, and just ignore all of this. The only one that you want to put is that window that's up here, which is really dark, and just use Payne's gray for this. It's just because we're working with dark color. Right, so when I get to this part where the balcony is, I take burnt umber, take a touch of ultramarine violet, put it in the burnt umber, and unbleached titanium. I might have to change my brush into a.
Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna use a round brush right here. Just because a wider brush in here is going to give me flat. Mike, are you, someone has the mic.
Oh, yeah, I'll put you on mute, sir. My son's working here.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Sorry, I forgot.
No problem, no problem. Okay, so I'm gonna add all of this here. And again, down here behind that,
Said burnt umber and what?
burnt umber, ultramarine violet, and a bit of titanium buff.
Okay.
Now, I don't think I need to, actually, keep. See, I'm trying not to get myself distracted by windows and doors and frames. So I want to make sure that I am working with just walls, nothing else. Sometimes it's really distracting. Sometimes you look at it and it, looks like in here. You'll see this part, which is light colored right here. And it's just the frame of the door, or it's a stone. So I want to ignore that and just work with the wall. For now.
We're doing this rough like we did the other side, right?
Yes, all rough.
Yeah, so.
I can see as well that this part here is dark. There's a pipe, but I'm not going to put the pipe. I'm just going to darken a bit in here. Just because I don't want this wall and the wall behind to blend. I want to make sure that the wall on the right side hand, where I am working right now, is has a hard edge, kind of. Okay, again, burnt umber, a bit of ultramarine violet, and unbleached titanium. Round brush now. Okay. An old one. Doesn't have to be a nice one. Get to the bottom. More of the burnt umber and ultramarine violet.
I'm still back in the balcony. There's just two colors for the balcony?
Yeah, it's actually just unbleached titanium, burnt umber, and a touch of ultramarine violet. 3 colors.
That's the color for the balcony.
Yes. All right, so I'm coming to this area here, right here. And this area, I'm going to be using, unbleached titanium, put in it the ultramarine violet. I'm just keeping an eye to see how much of the, because it looks like the more you go up, the darker this wall is going to be. So I'm going to add a bit more of the ultramarine violet and unbleached titanium. But the ratio of the ultramarine violet is higher. Okay, I'm going to take a touch of burnt umber, mix it with my ultramarine violet, because I don't want the wall to be the same color all the way up.
So it's darker at the top?
Darker at the top, yeah, yeah. The higher you go up, the darker it becomes. So I'm adding more of the burnt umber and ultramarine violet with the, with a bit of the unbleached titanium. You know, just put it on the wall, and if you see more brown than purple, adjust your color so you can still see a bit of more of the purple with your brown. All the way up, almost there.
Oh dear. My mom, I just got a message from my cousin in England saying that.
So what I have here right now is a bit of cerulean blue, and I've mixed my cerulean blue with a touch of Payne's gray. Payne's gray and cerulean blue are beautiful colors together. So a bit of Payne's gray in your cerulean blue. And then I took a bit of touch of, again, if you can see what I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing right here. This is burnt umber, put it in just because I want to give it an earthy feel. I don't want it to look too blue and, you know, like a new wall. And just come here. I think I put titanium buff as well.
Mine looks black.
What's that?
It looks black. Oh, now it looks gray. Let's see what your.
All you want to get is a dark.
Okay.
Do you use that one? Blue, which blue you?
Cerulean blue, cerulean.
Cerulean. Mari, I don't have cerulean blue, then I can.
Do you have cobalt is fine.
Yeah, cobalt is fine, okay.
Yeah, cobalt's good.
Sorry, Lael, did you already add titanium buff in there as well? And
Yes, a bit of
Yeah.
titanium buff is in there. Yeah, just a bit, so you can see the color. Otherwise, it'll be too dark.
okay.
Okay, So now I have kind of a bit of that wall. I'm gonna put a bit of burnt umber in it and just go back and highlight just a bit with a bit more titanium buff in certain areas, not everywhere. Once I do this and I'm okay and I like the shape, I'm going to take Payne's Gray, just Payne's Gray, and I'm going to come here. Actually, maybe Payne's Gray and burnt umber.
Okay, so you're giving it depth.
Yes, I'm giving it a bit of a, you know, when this is an old wall that's peeled off or peeling off.
The pieces are, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you got a bit of a shadow in here because of that, but not everywhere. If you see, it depends on the angle. It's not everywhere. Okay, now some of that, yes, I can see the bottom part, yes, but the upper part might be, I might need to put a bit more, instead of the dark, I need to put some of the highlight actually, that part. Okay, so I'm going to take my titanium buff. And burnt umber and a bit of the blue. And maybe come over here. I'm adjusting the colors, so I'm adding a bit of Payne's Gray and titanium buff. It needs, okay, it needs cerulean. Yeah, that's better. This is right now, I went back to Payne's Gray and a bit of burnt umber. And again, I'm doing exactly what I did before, just kind of adding it's not a sharp line. It's sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. So I would sometimes put it there and then it's broken up line. It's not a one sharp line. Okay, I think that's enough. That's good. Ultramarine violet, Payne's Gray, bit of burnt umber, and the titanium buff. Now we're gonna come here and go across this way. I think it needs to be darkened a bit. Yes.
Sorry, what were those colors, Mail? I'm sorry. Titanium buff.
Titanium buff, ultramarine,
Yeah.
violet, and burnt umber, touch of burnt umber,
Yeah.
and the Payne's gray. So if you find that when you're putting the color, it's coming like it's looking a bit too light because of the titanium buff,
Yeah.
just add a bit of more Payne's gray into it.
Okay.
Where are we painting right now?
Can you move up the screen is showing, we can't see where you're painting.
Sorry,
I
sorry.
can't see anyway.
Right,
There
right,
we
right.
go. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for telling me.
So we're painting the ground, the sidewalk.
Yeah, I'm just going across.
Yep.
And just going across like that. And I don't think we need much here. You know, we don't need to paint much in there. Just a bit, so we're not just working on leaving the wash of the original, you know, wash on the canvas. That's it. That's all we need to do. So mix those colors and then just go across with your brush. And adjust the light and dark. If you find that it's too light, then it, you know, darken it a bit. Or if it's too light, I mean, if it's too light, darken it a bit. So just adjust it. Now, there's a small detail in here. And if you can see, I'm going to take a round brush at this point. Take my titanium buff, a bit of that burnt umber in here, and ultramarine violet. Okay, and I'm gonna come here behind, kind of right here. That needs to be darker. Oh. So you see in this area, kind of the wall and the ground, they mix a bit. And here, you're gonna highlight the wall all the way up. And behind him a bit. So when you do that, you're gonna end up, if you just follow the wall and highlight where you see a bit of highlight in there, this is his shadow right here on the wall.
Right.
Stop. I have Payne's gray, and I'm going to try a bit of burnt umber in my Payne's gray here. A nice round brush.
So you said just burnt umber?
That's Payne's Gray and Burnt Umber.
Okay.
Now for the face, I'm just going to use a bit of burnt sienna. And I have titanium buff. Burnt sienna and titanium buff. And I can see that part of the face is in a shadowy area. So I'm adding a touch of burnt umber to my titanium, to my burnt sienna and titanium buff. And I'm going to, oh, that needs to be darker. Okay, see? Okay. In my brush, take titanium buff and highlight my skin tone and just give the face on the left side a bit of highlight. That's it. All right. Shall we do this one?
Sure. We
Why
can
not?
Later, right?
Why not?
Behind, but that's okay. I can catch up.
That's okay. I'm recording all this.
Perfect.
I'm leaving.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye, Asha. See you.
Everyone. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Back to skin tone. So I'm going to take burnt sienna and titanium buff and add a bit of burnt umber to it, just a bit. Okay. No, Suki, no.
she doing?
She's walking on the wet paint.
Oh,
Suki! Oh my God. Go.
says pay attention
You
to
should
me.
let her walk on the canvas.
Oh. I don't know what happened to her. She decided to step on the paint and
Oh, boy.
uh, okay. All right, it's good. Bit of white. I take white and mix my white with Payne's gray. I can see here he has, there's a kind of a reflection of the light on his jacket and hat.